Welcome back to the channel, y'all. Sawyer Farm. So today we are actually going to be going off of the farm. Still dealing with some farm stuff, but what we're doing today, as you can see, we're in the garden area right here. We are actually going to get some compost. It's actually going to be composted horse manure from this, it's like a horse stable farm, and it's already composted down. I think it's been like almost, over a year. They don't sell it unless it's ready to plant in. So we're going to go get us a load of that. We're going to get my dad's trailer, and we're going to be filling this bed, and we got this other bed we're going to be filling also. But we thought we'd just take you along and just kind of show you how we do things. All right, so we are here. We just got it loaded up. As you can see, the compost. We just kind of wanted to show you a little bit. The guy said it was okay for us to film here. But you can see right here, what he was kind of telling us, he didn't want to be on camera, but he said it first kind of starts off here. And I don't know if you can see in the video, but you can see it steaming right now. He said it starts here and then it moves over to this pile. And he said, I believe it's every 4 months, and they turn this continuously. And then when it gets over to this pile, it's at least 9 months old, and it's already done its, decomposing, and it's at least 9 months. He said it can be a little bit longer, but it looks like pretty good stuff. We only got 2 bucket loads. As you can see, we were gonna be getting more, but this stuff, it's kind of wet, so it's a little heavy, and it's kind of weighing the trailer down. But we don't live far from here, so we'll definitely be coming over here and getting a lot more. This only costed us $25 for those 2 bucket loads, and we're filling 2 beds, and I'm pretty sure this should be enough to fill those beds and a little bit more. But we'll use all this. We'll find places for it, and we'll be getting probably a lot more. I feel like it's a pretty good deal. 25 bucks for all this compost, and for how close it is. And like we said, this is a horse kind of stable, and it's just decomposed horse manure. And he said that it's not certified organic, but he said all the stuff they use is organic other than just the feed. He said the hay, minerals, and all that. He said it's the closest you're probably going to get to organic without being organic, is what he's saying. So we're really glad that he said that and everything. He had all this stuff tested, and so we're just really happy we found this, and it's cheap, and it's really close to us, and we're just really excited because we'll definitely be getting a lot more of this. All right, so we are back on the farm. We got the soil and everything.
Black gold is what it's called.
Yeah. So we're just kind of going to explain to you how we're going to be putting these in the beds, just so you kind of know the reason of the chaos whenever we're doing it. So our system that I thought of is we got a wheelbarrow right here, and then we got some buckets. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to fill the wheelbarrow up first, and then I'm going to take that over, and then while I'm doing that, Alex is going to be filling up the buckets, and then I'm going to bring this back over. She's going to start filling that up, and I'll start dumping that, and then we'll just keep moving. So everyone is doing something while the other person is doing something, okay? This is not government work, okay? We don't have one person sitting around and the other person doing stuff. We're both going to be doing stuff, and we'll switch off on the shoveling and moving of stuff, you know, if we want to.
And this is how you farm when you don't have a tractor. So you got to make do with what you got. We don't have a tractor at the moment, but we're going to be doing it by hand with shovels, and it's just a little hard work. It's not going to hurt you. The
other beds, this is we've done it a different way before. You may ask yourself, why are you not just, you're pretty close to the bed, why don't you just shovel it off? We've done that with the other beds, and we've realized when you're shoveling it and you're throwing it, you're wasting a lot of dirt. Dirt gets everywhere. And you know, this, we paid for it. We don't want to lose a lot of it. And we want to make sure that we fill up these two beds, because we're going to be planting them, you know, this season. So we want to make sure that they are the most filled as possible. So we don't want any waste here. And when you're shoveling and throwing it across the fence, you're going to lose some. And that's what we've seen over time whenever we filled these beds. So that's why we're doing it more of a controlled, tedious way of doing it. But just, if you see this is why we're doing it, that we just want to let you know this is why, this is the reason behind it. It is thought out. But we'll get down to it, start moving this in there, and we'll just see how much we can get done today.
Yep, so let's get started.
All right, so we are going to be putting some new soil in this new bed. And if y'all are you're thinking of raised beds on how should I do it, this is the way that we do it, okay? You could probably go on YouTube and find 1,000 other different ways on how to fill a raised bed. Now, this is what we do, and it seems to work for us. Everything, we don't get a whole lot of weeds, and it works great. But what we do here is we have our new raised bed, okay? And it's flat ground, but what we like to do is you put a weed barrier on the bottom, so you're not going to get a whole lot of weeds coming up. If you're gardening, you will always get weeds. But especially with raised beds, and if you do it like this, it's not going to be near as bad. So what we like to do is put down cardboard, and we even use old feed sacks that are that kind of cardboard paper material. We like to just put a good thick coat on that. It's not 5 bags thick or anything. I mean, you can probably do it that way, but we just, whatever we have on hand, instead of throwing it in the trash and filling up a landfill, we're going to stick it in here, use it as a weed barrier, and this stuff will break down over time, okay? So it's not just sitting in there and not doing any good. It will break down, but it keeps it as a weed barrier for now. So that's our first kind of layer we have for the weeds. Then we're going to come over here with this rabbit manure, and we're just going to do kind of a little light coat. Probably won't cover the whole thing, but we're going to just do a little coat over the bed, and then we'll start putting some of our new compost that we bought, and we'll stick it in there. We may do kind of like a little layer. We do like the manure, compost, and maybe manure, and then we finish it off. We may just do a couple layers of such. But that's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to get after it, and we'll show you what we do. All right, so we are done. And guys, it filled up both beds perfectly.
We couldn't have had that done any perfect.
We maybe had, I think, 2 5-gallon buckets left. I mean, we just kind of spread them around the other beds. But that amount was awesome. And it was only $25.
Yeah, and that was 2 skid steer bucket loads.
Yeah.
So.
And it did one bed that was 4 foot by 12 foot, and it's a foot deep. And the other bed, I believe, is like a 3 foot by 12 foot bed, and it's also a foot deep. So, I mean, it filled them up, I mean, literally, like, perfectly. Yeah. But that's pretty much all we got for today. But before we get off, I want to give you a little farm tip that might help y'all. Anyone that's on a farm or anyone that uses 5-gallon buckets, as you can see, we are using them. Sometimes those handles on the buckets, the plastic, they snap off. So, you know, you can see this, you know, the handle, if it's plastic, it breaks off, and then you have this wire right here. And if you're not wearing gloves, it can kind of hurt. We do a lot of water in these buckets, and you know, that's 40 pounds. And if you got 2 of them, it's kind of heavy. So one little tip that I recently done, if you got a bucket and this thing's broke off, usually almost all the buckets are, one little thing you can do, and I did it to this one, I don't know if you can see it very well, but all this is just a really tiny, like, rubber hose. Just a black rubber hose. And all you do is you just cut the bottom of it. You find your length, cut the bottom of it, and just wrap it on there, and then get some electrical tape, and then just wrap it around so it doesn't slip off whenever you're trying to grab it. And guys, I think I like this more than the plastic pieces. And I mean, it's sturdy, it feels good in the hand, and it doesn't hurt whenever when you have your buckets. So if you got a lot of buckets and you don't have those on there and you wish you did, that's one way you can do it. Just a little tip I thought might help somebody out on here. As long as it helps one person out, that's all I care about.
Yeah, that's our farm tip Thursday. Today's Thursday, so farm tip Thursday. Adapt and overcome. We're gonna end the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, coming along with us to get the compost and just filling these raised beds. Filling those raised beds is something we've been wanting to get done for a while. We're just now getting around to it, so we're happy to have that done. We cannot wait until gardening season this year. We're gonna be bringing you guys along for that.
It is coming up pretty soon. I mean, it's going to be here before we know it. So
yeah,
if y'all got gardens, make sure you start planting it now. Get it in your head what you want to be planting and how you want to plant it, because it's going to show up and you're going to be like, I have nothing ready. So yeah. get that planted. Yeah, start thinking about plants that you want to start from seed or whatever. But anyways, guys, we thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure and give it a like, a thumbs up. If you have any questions over anything we did today, feel free to leave them in the comments section below, and we'll try our best to answer them. Be sure and subscribe to our channel. We'll be posting a lot of stuff like this, gardening, farming, just farming stuff in general. So stick around for that. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of the day. Take care, and God bless.